Now we go. There we are. Everyone all right with that? Yes, recording in progress. Hey, Anna, can we see you or are you not able to start your video?
I'm sorry, I'm not at home, so I want to listen you.
Okay, very good. All right. Can you see us at least?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, very good. Okay. This is a little idiom thing. I would like to talk conversation today. I would like to get to know everyone. And I would like to introduce you to some idioms, especially American idioms. And there's some collocations that I would like to review. So I don't believe in a lot of grammar. I believe in a lot of review. But once again, tell me if you're bored, if the material isn't interesting, or if the material is going by too fast for you to comprehend. Okay, let's have a look at this little idiom here.
Easy English Conversation presents. Do you eat like a bird? In English, when you say that someone eats like a bird, you mean that he or she doesn't eat very much food. For example, my friend Susan is so thin because she eats like a bird. Here's another example. John isn't feeling well. That's why he's eating like a bird. Usually, when people use this idiom, they are showing that they care about someone's health. When you say that a person eats like a bird, you are suggesting that he or she should eat more food. Stay healthy. Of course, most birds are very small, so it may seem that they don't eat very much food. But you know what? Most birds actually eat very, very, very much food. In fact, some birds, like sparrows, can eat as much as half their body weight in food every day. That means if I ate like a bird, then I would have to eat 20 kilograms or 44 pounds of food every day. That's 176 McDonald's quarter pounders. Wow, I wish I could become a bird and eat like a bird. So maybe people should change this idiom. Hey, I have a better idea for an idiom. Maybe we could change the idiom to eat like an ant. Unless you have a better idea. One of the largest birds that ever lived that we know about lived in New Zealand. Until about 600 years ago when it became extinct. It was pretty big. Can you guess how tall it was? Amazingly, it could grow as tall as 3.6 meters. That's almost 12 feet tall. Twice as tall as a human. Wow! So, do you eat lots of food? Or do you eat like a bird? Tell us about it in the comments section below. And for more information and classroom teaching resources, visit www.allthingstopics.com, link in the description below.
Okay. Everybody good on the content there? It's a silly phrase, isn't it? It's a silly idiom, to eat like a bird. Because in fact, birds eat plenty. But Alesa, do you eat like a bird?
Many people think that I eat like a bird, but I eat like this more.
Uh-huh. What would be the opposite? Sophia, what would be the opposite of eating like a bird?
I actually think that if you talk about me, I think it especially depends on the day because sometimes I can eat like a bird or like this means that like I eat an elephant, and if it's can be I eat like an ant. It depends only on the daily today and what I feel like that I need to more eat or less eat. But especially I usually eat like a bird, I think, because I like to eat.
I like to eat a lot. I'm careful to keep my activity level very high, but I think sometimes I eat like a pig, which is the opposite of eating like a bird, right? Dennis, how is your appetite? Do you eat like a bird or do you eat like me, like a pig?
I eat like 30 man age man. I eat not so much, but that's enough for me, I think.
It's important to be careful and make sure that you're eating healthy food. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat healthy food and don't eat too much.
Do you have the quarter pounder in Ukraine?
Quarter, we don't have that name of burger quarter pounder. It names other way. It's I don't know. Is it burger or cheeseburger in the US?
Oh, yeah, either one. Yes. A burger with cheese is a cheeseburger.
But a quarter pounder, what does it mean?
That is the smallest of the McDonald's burgers.
Okay.
They claim to have a quarter pound of ground beef.
У нас we have just burger name. It's burger or cheeseburger. It's smallest one, and we have biggest one is Big Tasty in McDonald's.
The Big Tasty.
Yeah.
Yes, we call that the Big Mac.
We have Big Mac too.
You have
But-
Big
No,
Mac.
it's
no?
another.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. We have Big Tasty. It's biggest than Big Mac.
Oh, boy. You guys do eat like, well, you enjoy your McDonald's burgers, don't you?
Yeah.
Alesa, do you eat at McDonald's?
Sometimes, yes, I like it, but true to say, in Ukrainian McDonald's is the best because I tried it in many countries, and now I'm in New York, and Ukrainian McDonald's is the best. The most beautiful burgers, the most tasty burgers, and so on.
Here in New York,
Yes. No,
Yes.
in Ukraine.
in Ukraine,
Yes.
you don't like McDonald's in New York? Not as good.
In New York, in Czech Republic, in Poland, in France.
Well,
The best McDonald's and the most beautiful burgers are in Ukraine.
are in Ukraine. How about that? Well, I'm an American guy and I don't eat McDonald's. I don't like the way it tastes, and I really don't like the way that it affects my health. So You can put that down in your notebook, that this American guy is not a McDonald's fan.
And what fast food do you like
I don't like fast food.
at
That's the
all?
point. That's the point. I prefer to cook at home.
Nice.
I don't often go to restaurants. There is a little cafe in my village that I like to visit sometimes, but Alisa, I am retired now, so I have a lot of time. And my wife, before she retired, was a professional chef in a restaurant.
You're lucky.
We know how to eat well. Thank you. Oh, good. Hey, Anna, you can hear us? You can hear us and you can see us?
I think that she has bad connection.
Okay,
She's with cell internet,
right.
and she's now in car, is waiting for our son. He is
Ah.
on English lessons too.
No,
With-
good for him.
Yeah, with tutor.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry that we can't see her. I'm sorry if she can't hear us. But we will carry on. Let's see, what shall we do next? Would you like to learn about some collocations?
Why not?
Who can tell me what a collocation is?
Collocation.
Synonyms?
It's when two words compared and means maybe other meaning.
Absolutely right, Dennis. Good job. Yes. Can you tell us what an idiom is?
Idiom, it's phrases like eating like a bird. When you speak, talk about other way, other things too, and it means different meaning. It's similar things with collocation, but it goes from our ancestors, maybe, I don't know.
Yes. Traditional use, but with an idiom, you can't figure out what it would mean just from knowing the words, right?
Mhm.
So we have to apply this kind of illogic. Collocations are exactly that, though. They are when a main word is put together with a secondary word, and they are spoken together, and they mean something that if you change one of the words, it means something completely different. Can you see the collocations on the screen now?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. This is one of my least favorite verbs in the English language because it gets used in so many collocations. It gets used in very sloppy language sometimes, and it's the verb to get. To get just means to acquire something, right? This
To
morning,
receive something.
this morning I got a cup of coffee, right? And you're familiar with the conjugation. I get, you get, he gets, we get, you all get, and they get. So it's a very simple verb. And the past tense, of course, is got. I got a cup of coffee this morning. And you got, and he got, and we got. So they're there's almost no challenge in the conjugation. But when you put it together with different words, when you put the the collocation together, you get all sorts of meanings that maybe you couldn't guess from just looking at the combination. So I get a cup of coffee in the morning. But when I get back something, that means a friend has borrowed a book from me, and he is bringing it back to me now. So I get my book back. Shall we get dressed this morning? No, I have put my clothes on. What about when we do something that is not the right thing? What if we misbehave and someone finds out? We get in trouble. Are you familiar with the rest of the list here? To get lost, to lose your way, to find yourself in an unfamiliar place, or to get off work. That's what you're doing this weekend, right? You get to take a day off work, and it can be used to exit. To get on is to enter. To get ready is to prepare yourself for something. To get rich, we all like that. To get sick, none of us like that. We get together with our friends to enjoy ourselves, right? And we get up in the morning. Means the same thing as arising from your bed. Okay, are all these familiar to you?
Yeah, actually.
Familiar to me, but when you have to use it in conversation, you not always can remember some of this collocation, I think.
Yes. Yes. Well, okay, let's practice using these get collocations and see where it takes us. Alesa, would you like to take number one? Ha, they give you the
Okay.
answer. They give you the answer there.
Our flight departs in 2 hours. Let's, I don't know.
Okay, I can pop back up to the top if you'd like to look over the list.
Yes,
But-
thank you.
Okay,
Get off. I don't know.
well,
I don't know what I need to. I don't know what
we didn't get on the plane yet.
to
We're just-
exit.
Well, we're preparing ourselves
Yeah, let's get ready.
to get on the
Get
plane.
ready.
Yeah, yes. So we
I
would
don't
say,
understand the meaning of this sentence. Okay.
okay, our airplane flight. We're flying to, well, we're flying from New York back to Kyiv. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I understand. Yes.
So our flight departs. Good. So we're going to get ready to leave. Here, I guess, Sophia, it's your turn. Here comes a bus.
Okay, I will read number, here come the bus.
3,
Let's get on it.
Let's get on it. Yes. And later we can get off it when we arrive at our destination. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Okay. And Dennis, number 4.
Yeah, we should get off at the next bus stop.
Get off. Yes. When we arrive at our destination. On the weekends, Dennis, this is your specialty, yes? on the weekends,
Mhm.
what do I usually do?
On weekends, it's a question for me, no?
Yes, yeah,
Oh, okay. On weekends, I usually wake up late and get up at 10 o'clock.
there we go. Real good. There's another collocation, right? To wake up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you wake up and then you get up. So that works well. Alyssa, number 6.
My family and I got back from our holiday last week.
Real good. Real good. That's not on the list. Well, yes, it is. It's the very first one.
Yes, get back.
Silly me.
Yeah.
Silly me. Get back. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 7, I guess, right? While we were in Italy and had to ask for directions. Who would like to
Me?
take Sophia?
Answer.
Sophia, yeah,
I am,
Sophia,
yeah.
your turn.
While we were in Italy, we had to ask this. Get lost.
You got lost, yes. Had to ask for directions. Do you speak Italian, Sophia?
I only know a few words because when the war started, I moved to Italy, but I don't want to learn it because I don't know, I just don't like this language at all. I don't know really why, but I can and I don't want to learn it.
You should
But
give it.
it's very beautiful, especially I've heard how they sing and talking about in the bars and something else in Italian, and this really I like this language, but I don't want to learn it.
It's
Especially
amusing.
I know Ukrainian, and I think it's all for me in English.
Ukrainian and English are enough. Well,
Maybe I will learn more. Like I want to learn Chinese and other language like this, but not like in Italian. I don't know.
well, Sophia, I am hurt. I am a little sad. I lived in Italy for many
Oh.
years.
Oh, really? And
And
you know
really,
this language?
I knew that I was making progress in Italian language when I started dreaming in Italian.
Hmm.
In bed at night when I was asleep, I would dream in Italian. So that's how I knew I was getting pretty good.
I think I also don't want to learn it because of after we moved after Ukraine, it started war, and I don't have any how to say mood, and I don't know what to do, and I was like in shock, and just that's why I don't want to learn, maybe like.
Oh well.
But I should to learn because if we move to Italy in the future, that's why no one knows English, and that's very bad because when I want to talk with others to ask something, they always like, what? And don't understand me. And yeah, that's why I learned a few words and a little bit I can talk in Italian.
Well,
Yeah.
you should learn a Romance language. Don't you think? You speak a Slavic language, you speak English, and English is just a mass of different languages, right? It's a mess, really.
Yeah.
But you should learn Spanish or French or Portuguese. Don't you think? It's for your general education.
Yeah, I learned I think that I also like Spanish, like this Italian and Spanish, they're like the same, just like they have
Yes.
like you understand, yeah. And I think maybe if I will learn Spanish, I will understand Italian. That's why I want to learn Italian and can speak Spanish. Like,
Good.
why not?
Good. Give Italian another try. Okay, that's my
Okay,
advice.
yeah.
Alessa,
Okay.
do you speak other languages besides Ukrainian and English?
Ukrainian, English, a little bit. If I write, say, Germany's or like that, Germany and this language, like,
Mhm.
yeah. I learned it at school, and I can also talk with each other on Germany's, and also I know Polish, like
Mhm.
that's the same, and that's bad, but I know Russian, and I want to forget it.
Yes. Don't we all?
Yeah. And
Dennis, what languages do you speak apart from English and Ukrainian?
It was Spanish a little bit because I've been to Cuba for 3 months, about 10 years or 15 years ago. And I've learned their Spanish in beginning level. And I like this language and want to learn it in future. I think, but maybe after my perfect English.
Very good. Yes. So you're becoming a polyglot.
Uh,
Do you know that word? A
yeah,
polyglot?
I know, but I want to, but it will be difficult for me, I think, to become a polyglot and learn. But I think that if you know, when you know more language, you have more forgot this word. 1 second. Possibility. Yeah, you have more possibility to learn other languages.
I think so. I think all languages are related. They
Yeah.
they use the same mechanisms. Ukrainian is my first Slavic language, and it is going very slowly. First I have to figure out the alphabet, and then I can start to worry about grammar and vocabulary and idioms. But I'm patient. I'm patient. Let's see, where were we? Would we like to go and have lunch tomorrow?
Would you like to go to get together?
To get together and have lunch tomorrow. Exactly. With your friends, you get together and go to lunch. Alessa, how about number 9?
James usually goes to bed early because he has to get up early.
That makes sense. Yes, it does. Good. Sophia, number 10.
okay, I had to see doctor last month. Can you move on the words, because I wanted to see what I have, because I don't understand what I should yeah. Get sick, I think, here.
Get sick, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
real good. Nothing we want to do, but Dennis, I guess number 11 is yours.
Yeah, you should wear a warm coat in winter, or you might get cold.
Mm-hmm. Is that
Or
English?
get sick too, I think.
Yeah, yeah. that, let's see. Yeah, get cold is not on our list. That's very good. Okay, and I'm sorry, who's number 12?
Mhm.
Alessa, would you like to take
Of
number 12?
course, of course. Of course, I want to get rich. I want to make lots of money.
Yes, that's for all of us. Okay. All right, listen, we've watched a short film, right, on eating like a bird for idioms, and now we've seen some collocations here. What are you thinking? Is this a good lesson so far? Is there something that's just not interesting here?
No, it's very interesting,
Yes,
especially
Well-
for me now.
especially for you now. Yes, since you're in New York. Yes, you get to learn this stuff. What are you doing in New York, Alessa? You have
I'm living
friends?
here.
Yes.
No, I have here. My parents live here
I
almost
see.
12 years, and
Ah.
my sister lives here almost 20 years.
Wow.
So, because of war, I'm here.
Mhm. Okay,
In general, I live in Ukraine,
where in New York are you living now?
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Do you know the other 4 boroughs of New York?
You mean like Manhattan and so on?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there for 3 minutes. It was so cold that I decided not to be there so much time. I hope that in spring I will see all these sides of New York.
Uh-huh. When
But
the
I was
weather-
in Miami. It was much more better for me.
Oh, well, Miami. But you don't want to be in Miami in the summertime.
Maybe I was in winter in January, so it was
Yes.
great.
Perfect. Yes,
Yes.
in the summertime, it gets really hot. Really hot. But so we have
Maybe.
Manhattan. We have Manhattan, which you have visited. We have Brooklyn, where you live. What are the other 3 boroughs?
I'm here only 1 month and a half, so
I understand.
I think everything will come.
I just had a conversation with one of my Ukrainian students that we went through all 5 boroughs of New York City. These are the towns. New York City is actually made up of 5 towns, and they're huge and they're very populated. But we talk about Queens and we talk about Brooklyn. They're next to each other. Okay, and
New
Manhattan.
Jersey.
Nah, New Jersey is a
It's
state.
not New York. It's not New York.
Correct. Correct. It's not New York.
Yeah. Staten
Manhattan.
Island.
Manhattan is the island in the middle, and Staten Island is
Yeah, I
yes,
was in Staten Island.
out in the bay. And what about the last one? What about number 5?
Bronx.
The Bronx. We always say the Bronx. I have no idea why. But yes, good. You got all the boroughs. Dennis, have you been to the United States at all?
No, I have not,
Okay.
but I want to. But I think that I have to earn a lot of money for that trip, because US is very big, and I want to visit different parts of it, and waste about 3 months, I think. And I think I have to go with my family or my wife at least $20,000, I think, for 3 months. Maybe more. I don't know.
That's a couple billion hryvnia, right?
That's around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, let's see, have we finished the collocations here, haven't we? Yes, got sick, blah, blah, blah. Good. So let's try something else. Oh, all right. I am an American. I have a fairly neutral accent. Okay, I grew up in Ohio, in the Midwest. So my accent is not exaggerated one way or the other. It's fairly neutral. But I wanted you to listen to some another American accent to get the flavor of the United States. So here's a little YouTube video that is kind of cute, and it will talk to you about Southern accents just a little bit.
Bucky walked home. Mark Wessels lives in the state of South Carolina and has a dog called Bucky. In January 2012, Mark gave Bucky to his father, who lives in the state of Virginia, almost 500 miles away.
Do any of you have dogs? Are you dog
Me.
lover? Yes. You have a dog with you there in Brooklyn?
Of course.
Yes, of course. Okay. Dennis, you're not a dog lover.
I love dogs, but I don't have one.
I love cats, but I'm very allergic, so we don't have any. Dogs too. I'm afraid I love animals, but can't have them around the house. Sophia, do you have a dog?
No, I have only one cat and he don't likes me.
He doesn't like you.
I think that cats doesn't like anyone.
They are in it for the food, I think.
Yes.
Yes. We visit my daughter in Baltimore, another city on the East Coast here. We visit her sometimes. She and her husband have 4 cats. They have a small house and it is filled with cats. So I can go visit, but only for a few days, and my allergies start to act up. But yes, they are cat lovers, aren't they? Well, all right. So I'm sorry, the owner here has to move from South Carolina to Virginia, which says it's almost 500 miles. That sounds like a lot. Anyway, he's got to leave his dog behind.
Mark was sad when he said goodbye to his 3-year-old dog, but there was nothing he could do. The new apartment building that he moved to did not allow dogs to live there. However, not long after Bucky moved to Virginia, he disappeared. Mark's father searched everywhere for him, but he couldn't find the dog. Where was Bucky? Bucky was back in South Carolina. When Brett Gallagher found him 6 months later, he was very thin, but he was okay, even after a journey of almost 500 miles. Mr. Gallagher brought the dog to an animal hospital where a nurse found a small computer chip in the dog's ear. The chip had Mark Wessels' phone number, and soon the two were back together again. Mark was very happy to see his dog again. He said, I thought I was going to cry. No one is really sure how Bucky found his way back to South Carolina. Mark, who now lives with Bucky, says his dog is just really smart.
The complete multi-page worksheet lesson plan based on this video is
Does she sound different from the narrator of the story? We have the dog coming back to South Carolina because he misses his master. And then this lady comes on saying, oh, you download all of these videos, simply go to the worksheet download. Brits are funny. Brits are just plain funny. Good. So how do we feel about that dog?
I think that I've heard about this story or stories like that.
Dogs are loyal. Dogs are extremely loyal. And they're not just in it for the food like cats. Sophia, maybe you should get a dog. He could teach
Yeah,
your
I
cat.
will think about it
He
because
could teach your cat some manners. Teach your cat to be more loyal.
maybe. I don't know. Really.
Okay. Well, good. We had a lot of good idioms. Were you able to understand right away most of what the narrator was saying? Even if he did have a slow Southern style accent. Was the video comprehensible for you? You could understand everything that was said on the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So that video gets a what? Gets a B plus? Did you enjoy it? Did you learn something from it? Come on, guys, this is my job.
Do you
I learned
about
that I need to get a new dog.
are you
I
asking-
learned that there are no someone more great than dogs.
Mhm. Well, good. You know, when I started to talk to students, I had the good sense to make a list right away of all of the idioms that they approached me with when they brought up a phrase that they couldn't understand, that they couldn't figure out from the meaning of the words. I started a list, and I think it was a really good idea. The list is getting pretty long, but I'm able to help people, give them a reference to list the idioms that are there and give them an idea of how to use them. So would we like to take a couple of minutes here to look over my idioms list? Just the first page. I think I'm down to I don't know, 20 pages or something of idioms like this. But Alesa, have you ever heard anyone give a cold shoulder to someone else?
To give a cold shoulder, turn your back or someone or something. No.
No. It's not very polite to give someone the cold shoulder, is it?
No, I don't know this idiom.
I know, yeah. I heard it when I was watching Wednesday.
Okay, when you were watching what now?
I repeat.
You were watching a series on television?
I've seen it on Netflix, and I've heard that her mother told her that you gave a cold shoulder to me, and I translated it. Does mean that just like how to understand that she don't want to help her, and like she's if she okay, let's imagine that I've done something and I want to that my friend help me, and so when he or she give me a cold shoulder, that's mean that he doesn't want to help me like that.
She's turning her back on you.
Yeah.
She's showing you the cold shoulder, like she doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't even want to see you.
Yeah.
That. Have you come across that, Dennis? Have you come across that idiom?
Come across, it's a collocation, yeah.
It is. That's exactly. Have you encountered? Have you encountered
No,
that
no, I
idiom?
haven't. No, I haven't. I hear it for the first time. No,
Okay.
it's new for me.
You need to watch more television. All right.
I'm trying.
Okay. Now, if I give a cold shoulder to somebody to show them that I'm not sympathetic to them, that I don't like seeing them, I don't like talking to them, the opposite of that is to show sympathy for somebody by giving them a shoulder to cry on. So if you can imagine a friend who is very upset with something, and they're on the verge of crying, you can give them your shoulder, your nice, warm, soft shoulder to cry on, and get it out of their system, to get it out of their unhappiness. So I thought it was interesting to put these two idioms side by side.
But to give a shoulder to cry on, it's very understandable from words, I think.
Okay, yes, probably, maybe not an idiom at all. Alessa, have you heard that phrase?
What? To give a shoulder to cry on?
To give a shoulder to cry on.
I didn't hear these idioms, but in Ukrainian language we have such idioms, so it's understandable.
Okay, very good. And a friend of mine was very, very puzzled by the next one, to tear your hair out.
I don't understand it at all.
Why would you want to tear your hair out? Well, it kind of shows that you're really frustrated and really angry with the situation, and you can't do anything but keep it inside yourself. But you might want to feel like you tear your own hair out because you were so angry and so frustrated. It's
We have a similar one in Ukrainian language too, I think.
yes, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sophia, have you heard that in English, to tear your hair out?
No, that's
Okay, you can look out for it. Now, these next two are Britishisms. They are something that the British like to use a lot, but Americans not so much. Dennis, if you're in a dangerous situation and you remind yourself to keep a stiff upper lip, is that something that what do we do when we want to cry, or we want to get we are very frightened? Don't we doesn't our upper lip start to twitch
punch somebody.
Well, there's that. But the thing that the British love to say is if you're in danger or if you're in a tight situation, keep a stiff upper lip. And it just means to stay courageous and to stay in control of yourself and not give up and start to cry about things. So the other Britishism here is to chin up.
Yeah,
Chin up. Yes.
it's similar ones. Yeah,
You
idioms.
have, yes, you have those. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm asking about keep a stiff upper lip and chin up.
Yes. Well, they mean mostly the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Stiff upper lip. You're courageous, and you don't want to drop your head down because you're ashamed or because you're frightened, or you keep your chin up and you keep
Wait.
your stiff upper lip.
In Ukraine, we are talking about our nose.
Oh, yeah.
Nose up.
Nose up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, later on, we'll get to the English equivalent of that. Do you know someone that is just so annoying that they make your neck hurt? We say someone who is very annoying is a pain in the neck,
Mhm.
or sometimes other body parts, but I prefer to stay polite. So, yes. Dima's a good guy, but man, he can be a pain in the neck sometimes. Okay. Well, since we're talking about body parts, how about to pull someone's leg?
Yeah, I've heard it before. It's when you're joking at somebody.
Mhm. Yes, when you're leading them on, you're making fun of them just a little bit by
Mhm.
telling them a completely ridiculous story, and watching for the moment that they realize that the story is just not true and not plausible, not possible.
Prank,
So,
new word for this, I think.
I'm sorry, say again, Dennis, please.
Prank. To prank. Maybe.
To joke, to make joke.
Yeah, but I don't know. Prank.
Okay.
Can you explain more, Josh, this idiom to pull someone's leg?
To pull someone's leg means to make fun of them a little bit and joke with them, but by telling them a story.
Where you can use this idiom?
Okay. If you tell me, Alessa, that you have never been to the United States and you really don't like to, you wouldn't like to visit here, and if you were telling me this to make a fool out of me, I could say, oh, Alessa, you're just pulling my leg here, because you're telling me something that isn't true, and that you expect me to you expect me to believe it because you think I'm a little bit slow, a little bit stupid. Yeah. Okay. But you can see it at the end with humorous intent at its best. Usually you're kind of having a joke with someone when you're pulling their leg. You're not really making fun of them. You're just playing a joke on them. You can both laugh then afterwards.
So, for example, if you tell me something funny, I can ask you, are you pulling my leg? Yes.
That's exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm telling you something funny with a straight face.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not,
Yeah, I
I'm not
understand.
making it obvious that I'm making a joke. I'm just,
I understood.
Mhm. Okay. Well, let's see. Are we to finish up at 11 o'clock? At 1800? Are you, are we going on? Would you like to stay for a while?
If you don't mind, I don't know.
I'm more than happy to. Yes, I have another class in 1 hour. So let's have some more fun. How do you like the idioms?
That's okay, but it's difficult to remember all of them, I think.
Well, you know what? I can.
And
My
Josh, can you tell me, you use idioms every day, every time, or not?
Oh,
Americans use idioms every time, yes?
very frequently, yes. Yes, we use a lot of idioms. We're very sloppy. We're very sloppy linguists. And but idioms are fun because they are metaphors that don't make any sense on the surface.
Yes, they are
But-
fun if you understand it.
Exactly. They're very yeah. You know what? Let me figure out how to send this this idioms list to you if you like.
Yes, I like it very much.
And you can read it in your spare time.
It will be easier for me to understand American people.
I hope so. Yes, that's good. There are some that I need to remove because they're just we are well, I know Ukrainians like to swear. Don't you? You're very fond of using offensive language sometimes, especially if you're talking to Russians. And we Americans are the same way. We like to use our naughty words. But yes, I'll figure out how to get this to you.
Thank you very
Um,
much.
Good. All right, well, let's see. I don't think there's much here. I don't think there's much here. We have some more collocations, but let's save those for later. Let's have another, okay, this is advanced level. So we'll have some fun with this. This is a lecture about a very odd American phenomenon called Bigfoot. There are people who believe in these huge animals, especially out on our West Coast. So let's see if we can dig in here. And I think there's a little quiz afterwards. So we can measure our comprehension.
The listening quiz. Bigfoot. In part 1, you will hear a short lecture about Bigfoot. As you listen, you may take notes. Listen a second time, if needed. In part 2, you will try to correctly answer 6 multiple-choice questions about the lecture.
Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a cryptid or an animal that is said to exist, but for which there is no scientific evidence. The creature is typically described as a large, ape-like being that lives in the forests of North America. It is said to be covered in hair and to walk on two legs. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, many people claim to have seen Bigfoot. Sightings of
Hey, Elisa, did you have to step out? Shall I start over with the video?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
yeah.
good. I have
Thank you.
slowed this one down. Do you know how to slow down videos on YouTube or on Netflix? If you slow them down, a lot of times you can understand better.
I don't
Um,
know how to do it. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, but I don't know how to do it.
Yes, okay. Well, let's see, you see the screen there. Do you watch YouTube? Do you watch
Yes.
things on YouTube? Okay, if you
Yes.
go over here to settings, that little gear, that toothed gear
Yeah, yeah.
settings, and you go to playback speed,
Mm-hmm.
and you can make it normal speed, or you can slow
Uh-huh.
it down, or you
Yeah, I
can even
understood.
speed
Mm-hmm.
it up if you want. So yes, I do that all the time, especially when I'm listening to Russian or Ukrainian, because I can read almost quickly enough to see the subtitles. But yes, that's a tip for you. Okay,
Thank you.
and that works for YouTube and for Netflix.
Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a cryptid or an animal that is said to exist, but for which there is no scientific evidence. The creature is typically described as a large, ape-like being that lives in the forests of North America. It is said to be covered in hair and to walk on two legs. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, many people claim to have seen Bigfoot. Sightings of the creature have been reported in various parts of North America, including California, Oregon, and Washington. Some people have even claimed to have taken photographs.
Okay, which 3 states are we talking about now? Your little map
Various
here.
parts of North America, including California, Oregon, and Washington.
Okay, California is where? What color is California here?
Green one, but light green.
Yes, kind of an olive green. California is the great big state on our west coast, on our
Yeah,
Pacific coast, right?
yeah.
And
It's coastal
and
region.
and then you can see where Oregon is and Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Our capital is called Washington in the District of Columbia.
Yeah.
It's also named after our famous George Washington, revolutionary. Yes, but this is Washington State, and Washington DC is, of course, on the other coast. It's on the other side of the country. So lots of how shall I say? Lots of unusual people live in places like Washington State and Oregon, and this Sasquatch myth has a lot of people fooled up in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move forward.
Some people have even claimed to have taken photographs or made casts of footprints that they believe belong to Bigfoot. However, most of these claims have been debunked as hoaxes or misidentifications of other animals. One of the most famous pieces of evidence for Bigfoot is the Patterson-Gimlin film. Filmed in 1967, the film purports to show a Bigfoot walking through a forest in California. However, many experts have analyzed the film and concluded that it is a hoax, likely featuring a man in a gorilla suit. One more thing that must be mentioned, however, is Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus is an extinct genus of ape that lived in Asia between 2 million and 300,000 years ago. The largest species, G. blacki, is estimated to have stood up to 10 feet tall and weighed up to 1,200 pounds. Fossils of this giant ape have been found in China, Vietnam, and India. Unlike Bigfoot, there is scientific evidence for the existence of Gigantopithecus. Fossils of the ape have been found and studied by scientists, and scientists have reconstructed the ape's appearance and lifestyle based on this evidence. It is believed that G. blacki was a herbivore and lived in forests. Unlike living apes, it walked on 2 legs at times, and its jaws and teeth suggest it ate tough plant material. It is unlikely, however, that Gigantopithecus and Bigfoot are related. The former is an extinct ape species, and the latter is a cryptid. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, Bigfoot remains a popular subject of study and discussion among cryptozoologists and the general public. Some believe that the creature is a surviving population of an undiscovered primate species, while others believe that it is a modern-day version of a legendary creature from Native American folklore. In conclusion, while there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of Bigfoot, the creature continues to be the subject of much speculation and debate. Nevertheless, it is important to approach the study of cryptids with a healthy dose of skepticism, and to remember that the burden of proof lies with those who make claims about their existence.
Part 2. Questions. What is Bigfoot typically described as?
Okay, here I would like some feedback. This is the most challenging of the materials we worked with today.
Large wild man.
In
Okay.
which American state?
Oh, somehow we got, all right. How is the vocabulary? Does it go by too quickly?
In which American state?
Well, I mean,
In
I mean,
California?
in general, yes, California was the first one they mentioned. Dennis, I'm asking, is the vocabulary good for you? Can you understand what the film is about? And,
Yes.
and get most of the words?
Yes, of course, but I don't know, more maybe about internet connection. Video is a little bit slowing down.
Well, yes,
Yes.
that's because I reduced the speed.
No, that's not because of reducing the speed. It was like author speaks and it's like gaps between speech.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes, that would be because of the internet connection.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. I'm also sorry for some of the subtitles, which are very badly done. And they have spelling errors, they have very odd interpretations. But nonetheless, Sophia, are you good with the
Yeah, yeah,
vocabulary?
understanding.
And yeah, okay, excellent. All right, well, let's see. Maybe our internet will improve. Let me try to close a couple of things, and maybe that will help. Now my mouse doesn't want to work. There we go. Let's see. I'll worry about the idioms later. And we don't need this new tab and.
Look at this guy.
Gray kitty. That's a
He's-
tomcat. That's a tomcat, isn't it, Dennis? Is it a
Tomcat?
male? A male cat?
Male cat, but
Yes.
without male things.
He's neutered, we say. Okay, well. Let's see. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Good. All right, maybe the internet will be better.
Or states have sightings of Bigfoot been reported?
California, Oregon, and Washington.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What does the Patterson-Gimlin film purport to show?
A gorilla that looks like a Bigfoot.
No, they want it, they
No,
want it
Bigfoot walking the-
literally to be a Bigfoot.
What is
Yes.
the Gigantopithecus?
Second one.
Yeah, what do you say, Sophia?
What?
Okay. Good. I was asking if you had a
In
different
which
answer.
countries
Ah,
have
no,
fossils
no.
of
I was thinking about the
Gigantopithecus
second
been
one.
found?
China, Vietnam, India.
I've heard about China.
Yeah, China, yeah. Maybe
Right.
China and in the United. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not the United States. This is
What is the main difference between Bigfoot and Gigantopithecus?
Last one, I think.
yeah. Do you agree, Sophia?
Hmm?
Do you agree? Okay.
And what does it mean, cryptid and extinct?
Okay.
Thank you for watching. For a free, printable version of this quiz, as well as an audio script,
Okay. Cryptid. Does that word sound familiar? It's Greek in origin. Cryptid means covered, means out of sight. It means something that maybe exists, but maybe doesn't.
Mhm.
Okay. Whereas what was our other choice? The Gigantopithecus. I'm sorry.
Extinct of
It's Sasquatch. It's a new word for me, I think.
Oh, okay, good. Sasquatch was the original name.
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand. I understand.
Yeah, okay. But it is,
and extinct.
Extinct means a species of animal that has died out,
Like dinosaurs?
like dinosaurs are extinct.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So in one case, the Sasquatch is a cryptid. That's an animal that maybe doesn't exist. And the other one was a real animal, but is now extinct. Now is gone forever. So that's the basis there. Sasquatch is a Native American word. It was their name for an imaginary monster. And our people out in California and Oregon and Washington State have adopted that as another name for the Bigfoot. So it's silliness, really. But it's fun. So
It's like Loch Ness.
Monster.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. Yes.
Every respect country should have a story like that.
I agree, Dennis. Yes, I think so. What do you have? Do you have imaginary monsters in Ukraine?
Last time it's chupacabra, I think. It's very funny thing because some guys saw something unreal, like between kangaroo and wolf and dog, and it ate some chicken, but there are no evidence of it.
And did you say that's chupacabra?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's an imaginary monster in Mexico and our Southwest, New Mexico and Texas.
And how it look like?
I'm not sure everyone knows, but it kills goats. Chupacabra means literally to eat a goat in Spanish.
Goat.
Yeah,
goat. Okay.
Okay. So yes, we all have these crazy habits, don't we? Wherever we live. Okay, so good. So Bigfoot gets an A+ or a B-, or a. How did you like the film and the quiz afterwards? Was it good practice? Yeah.
That's hardly.
Okay, Sophia, you were taking a lot of notes, aren't you? Yes.
I just I've seen a video like a few days ago that Bigfoot it's a fake.
Yes.
And I just listened that in this video there are like many reasons that it's a real, like many countries it was there, and I heard it, and also I think about it, she's fake, and I don't understand what you can believe in.
Yeah.
It's a real or fake, I don't know.
Well, good. And here's the full story. You can call it a Sasquatch now. Okay, well, I hope you've had some fun today.
Great.
I hope you learned something today. And I am still working with the Lyceum school to figure out how I can help and how I can. I'm not really a teacher. I make do with what I can. But I have spoken English for almost 70 years, so I think I'm starting to get it down. I'm starting to get pretty good at it. So any way that I can help you is a pleasure for me.
You do good things.
Well, thank you,
Yes,
Dennis.
thank you very much.
Thank you,
Georgia.
Dennis. Hey, and tell Anna that I'm very sorry to have missed her. Yes,
Yes.
she, Anna was planning to talk with us last week, and I guess she wasn't feeling well. So
She's busy woman.
she's busy. Well, tell her I am very anxious to meet her.
Of course.
If she is your spouse, she must be a wonderful woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
you agree? Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
you agree, Dennis. Yes. All right. And Sophia, it was a pleasure to see you. And Alessia, it's a pleasure to get to know a fellow New Yorker.
Thank you very much. I
Enjoy
want
it.
to say that your English is very nice because here I have two nephews and their English is crazy. I don't understand them.
It's
They
crazy.
speak so quickly and I don't know. I think that they even don't speak idioms. They speak, I don't know what language.
They speak slang.
Maybe.
Yeah, they speak
It's so-
lots of slang. Well, they grew up speaking English, right? How-
I don't know. They were
Okay.
born here, so they speak American English.
Right from the
It's
start.
difficult for me.
Do
Well-
they speak Ukrainian? No.
My nephews,
Yeah.
yeah, they can speak Russian, but their Russian is like яблоко and so on.
With accent.
Yeah, they speak Russian, but for them it's easier to speak English, of course.
Well,
Okay.
you talk to Oksana if they would like to have English lessons. I'm happy to
Yes.
help.
Thank you very much.
Please. Okay. Well, I think we should wrap things up. I have another class in a half hour, and I would like to prepare a little bit for that,
Done.
but it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure for me, and I hope for you too. So
Yes.
we shall certainly see each other sometime soon. And I'll look forward to it. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
thanks very much, everybody.
Bye bye.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
goodbye
Bye
now.
bye.
Bye.
Mm. Mm.